The best laid schemes of mice and men often go awry. With all due respect to Steinbeck, he surely could have been addressing the perennial headache we face in the coming days, those oh so frustrating New Year's resolutions. The statistics regarding the outcome of New Year's resolutions and their overall effectiveness are in, and the numbers speak for themselves. Research finds that the amount of people who actually achieve their resolutions hovers between 6 and 8%. And the resolutions surrounding physical fitness, those last an average of 8 days. What is going on here? Why are these darn resolutions so hard to keep? What makes them so easily defeated? How is it that one's firmness of purpose is reduced in a matter of days to something resembling a quivering bowl of Jell-O? If you'll pardon the expression, why do we suck so badly at them? Think about the most common types of New Year's resolutions. Eat less fast food, exercise more, spend more time with family, read more, donate more of your time or money to a worthy charity or cause. These are all perfectly worthwhile pursuits, sure to improve our lives. What's not to like about them? Consider the process we go through when we set out to make these oh so wonderful resolutions. We think a few minutes and then proceed to write down as goals the things we want to achieve in the coming year. Then what? Using that ever-present tool of magical thinking, we expect them to pop out of literally nowhere and transform our lives. We pay no mind to the reality that our life's causes and conditions have been and continue to influence everything that we think and do. And they're not going anywhere. Is there something in the sutras we can use to help deal with this resolution situation, headed straight for the 8% success rate? Look no further than the Buddha's first sermon, found in the Dharma Pravartana Sutra, the sermon known as the setting in motion, the wheel of Dharma, from the Samyutta Nikaya. In it, the Buddha presents the Four Noble Truths. In the fourth truth, he describes the Eightfold Path. And one step of that path, Sammasankappa, right intention, presents us with exactly what we need to deal with this resolution situation. Instead of limiting ourselves to hard and fast resolutions, Sammasankappa suggests that it might be more productive to think in terms of what causes and conditions lay beneath them. Instead of looking at what you want to change in the new year for your resolutions, why not make this an opportunity to be mindful? What is lying beneath the desire for change in the first place? An intention is a guiding principle or vision that is consciously articulated but is not dependent on results. Like a seed that might grow with the right conditions, intention lays the groundwork for what might follow. Although intention alone doesn't necessarily bring results, it can set the stage for real change. Use intentions to identify the behaviors you'd like to foster in the coming year. While resolutions can seem firm and hard, intentions are flexible. They're about where we direct our attention, our energy. Intentions add the element of mindfulness to this process. Studies have shown that when employees, from sales executives to Formula One pit crews, focus on process and style instead of sales numbers and speed, they actually perform better. Intensely focusing on results, paradoxically, makes us less likely to achieve them. Maybe the best resolution has nothing to do with giving up all those not so healthy things, and everything to do with adopting a new mindset that will make it less tempting to turn to them. Instead of a list of resolutions, why not make a list mindfully guided by right intention? Starting in the coming year, make a listing, not of resolutions, but of life events that influence you in both unskillful and skillful ways. First, identify things that happen to you that make you feel bad. Not getting enough sleep, drinking too much, overextending yourself at work, spending too much money, gossiping with friends or coworkers. Whatever it is that drags you down and leaves you with unhappy feelings. Write these down and make a conscious effort to do them a bit less frequently in the new year. Don't try to avoid them entirely, but focus on increasing your awareness of how often they are happening. Then use this awareness as a guide to decrease their occurrence in the coming year. Second, identify things that create positive feelings in you. Going to the park, engaging in a hobby you enjoy, calling a friend. Here's one: write an actual letter. Whatever creates those feel-good chemicals in your head, write these down and promise yourself to do them more frequently in the coming year. Know that you deserve to receive these moments of joy, and you'll be less likely to drift into obsessing, judging, comparing, and just wishing you were better. These might not be lengthy lists of unhealthy behaviors you can give up and how, or a long list of suggestions for adventure and excitement in the new year. Maybe it's only a handful of items. All those mean nothing if you're not in the right headspace to release the bad and enjoy the good. It's all about your intention. Lastly, stay mindful of the ratio between these two lists of events and behavior, the downer and the upper situations. If you're going through a dark time, no matter what the factors causing it may be, remind yourself that only your kindness to yourself, your metta, can pull you out. When you sense you're in the throes of a downer situation, exercise this kindness by doing something on your positive list. You deserve it. Only you can let go of what's been and positively foster what can be. We can't be totally rid of our unhappiness. That's just dukkha, right? But we can recognize it, hold it with an open hand, and not be consumed by it. Resolve what you will this year, but know that happiness is the goal. It starts with daily choices, daily wise intention, not lofty resolutions, on the day you decide to start. The idea behind New Year's resolutions are all about growth and improvement. They're about bringing health and joy and ease into our lives. With mindfulness, we can bring awareness to our habits and hold ourselves with compassion and kindness as we seek transformation. The weekly metta practice reminds us of this. May we be happy and peaceful. May we have everything we want and need. Pema Chodron says, even though we start metta practice with the aspiration for ourselves or our loved ones to be free of suffering, it may feel as we're just mouthing words. Even this compassionate wish for those nearest to us may feel phony. But as long as we're not deceiving ourselves, this pretending has the power to uncover bodhicitta. Even though we think we know exactly what we feel, we make the aspirations in order to move beyond this to what now seems possible. After we practice for ourselves and those near us, we stretch even further. We send goodwill toward the neutral people in our lives and also to the people we don't like. But it's always starting with ourselves and the changes we want to make with ourselves and others. As lay people, we live in a world of possessions. To function in society, we need a home, clothing, food, probably a car. To do my work, I really need that computer. We get into trouble, however, when we forget that we and our things are just transient and temporary. We think about change when we seek to make ourselves better in the new year. Yet, at its most basic, all these things around us are just inconstant and in a state of flux. Bringing the power of mindfulness to bear is the best way we have to guide the changes we wish to bring about with our intentions, focusing on our thoughts, not our things. Putting this into a little bit larger context that helps to make it real, I'll close with a quote from chapter 32 of the magnificent Diamond Sutra. This sutra dates from the 2nd to the 5th century of the Common Era and is a seminal work of the Eastern Buddhist school. It also is notable that in the 9th century, it became the first published printed book, notwithstanding the Gutenberg Bible. But it happened about 6 centuries later. By the way, does everybody need to know why it's called the Diamond Sutra? The full name of this sutra is the Vajracchedika Pranaparamita Sutra, which means the Diamond Cutter Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. The title comes from the imagery of the wisdom contained in this teaching is so profound it cuts like a diamond. Vajracchedika. Anyway, keep this in mind as you decide to replace your resolutions with mindful intentions. And remember, change is happening every moment. Guided by our intention, we can influence this constant state of flow. Anyway, it goes like this. This is how to contemplate our conditioned existence in this fleeting world, like a tiny drop of dew or a bubble floating on a stream, like a flash of lightning in a summer cloud, or a flickering lamp, an illusion, a phantom, or a dream. So is all conditioned existence to be seen.
So at the end of the year and the beginning of the new one, there are many Buddhist traditions. One of those is to throw water on each other. And if for any reason our fire ceremony goes awry, we might turn to that tradition. A peaceful ritual fire offering is often performed to pacify the results of unskillful action, to remove any obstacles or defilements, and to clear space for receiving the blessings of the new year. Defilements are glitches that affect our interpretation and evaluation. And the problem with defilements is that subjectively, they are indistinguishable from reality. It just looks like that's the way the external object actually is versus, say, for example, a little black rain cloud over your head. So you may get really angry with someone and yell at them, thinking that your anger is justified. but really it's just a defilement, a temporary madness. In the original Buddhist teaching, as recorded in the Pali Canon, the major types of defilements are lobha, usually translated as desire or greed, and that's the defilement that suddenly makes something appear very likable. The second, dosa, usually translated as anger or hatred, and that's the defilement that makes something suddenly appear wrong, plunging us into a world of duality and right and wrong. And the third is moha, usually translated as ignorance or delusion, and that's the defilement that makes you confused about what's what. The traditional metaphor is that these three are like the three basic paints that we mix in various proportions to create innumerable variety of defilements observed in real life. So, symbolically, with deep devotion and gratitude, after our meditation or during the meditation time that we're about to go into, let us write the names of that which the light of awareness has shown to us. You will write this on the little slips of paper that were at the door, the front door. And you can do that anytime during the meditation. But the actual meditation itself will last, we will be in noble silence for about 10 to 12 minutes. At that time, I will begin a chant. It is Ad Gare Name. And during this chant, that is the signal that it is now time to come up and release that which no longer serves us into the fire, symbolically consuming it, releasing it, clearing space for the new year. Siri Guru Deve Name. Ad Gure Name. Jugad Gure Name. Sad Gure Name. Siri Guru Deve Name. Ad Gure Name. Jugad Gure Name. Sad Gure Name. Siri Guru Deve Name. Ad Gure Name. Jugad Gure Name. Sad Gure Name. Siri Guru Deve Name. Ad Gure Name. Jugad Gure Name. Sad Gure Name. Siri Guru Deve